Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday morning, November 6th. We're looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And so far, it is the month of the gap. 4 upside gaps for the first 4 days, and now a downside gap here on Friday as we're gapping lower, filling one of the upside gaps. So we had 3 upside gaps. So right now we would have 2 left if this is to hold and 1 on the upside. Let's put things in perspective. Last week the SPY was down a little over $19. Right now where we are trading, we're up a little over $20. All this is doing, all this movement we have had, is all 3 time frames are in balance. The monthly, the weekly, and the daily. I said last night, we got pretty close to the top of an inside month and a 4-month balance high. Balance rules apply as much as gap rules apply. So yesterday we got to within $2 of that inside month to the top. Is that all they want? Well, bottom line is this. At least we're coming into balance. So it's going to take a while. I said maybe we trade to the middle of October's range, which is around the 339 level, which is February's high. Now again, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but this is a step in the right direction for the bears to at least stop the one time framing up in the daily and put all 3 time frames into balance. Okay, so let's go over destinations in a game plan. So right now, yesterday's low of 348.86 would be my first destination to the upside to fill the gap. And then above that, again, we talk about these destinations far and wide. I said the downside are really far and wide apart. We're trading against short-term traders. They have to seek their level. That's what they're doing. Above the gap fill would be 10 wide yesterday at 350.92. Then we have our overnight high of 351.39. And yesterday's high of 352.19, which will be a weekly high if we don't get back to it today. For the downside, right now I'm going to use that gap fill still from here because we still have an hour to go. Actually, we have 70 minutes to go. So in case we don't fill that gap, 347.94 would be the first destination, the gap fill. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. If you fill that gap, until you get more market-generated information, next destination isn't until those single prints from the 14th. 343.15 get filled at 342.54, and then we don't have anything to the daily low of 339.59, and fill in the other gap at 338.25. So both sides can really move this morning. There's really pretty light destinations both ways. So I'd expect a lot of volatility, a lot of movement. Now, what is the game plan? Well, gap rules apply to me when they come into context where I'm comfortable with them. Right now, the gap to the downside is about $1.30, and we're filling this gap. So if that is the case, we ought to open anywhere around this area. I would probably still look for a put play. I'm comfortable with the gap of $1 or a little more than $1 because, again, context, there's nothing here to the downside. We were 8 wide. Again, I like 9 wide. Am I going to totally dismiss it? No. But if that's the next destination, well, that's $2 lower from filling this gap. So I don't have a problem taking a put play. If we're to rally, I would even add to that put play. I would be out if we fill the gap. In the next hour, if we, for whatever reason, come in and don't gap lower, well, M's range will become very, very important to me. If we can't get acceptance into M's range, I would take a put play there and then eventually look to take out yesterday's low. Again, this is if we don't gap lower. If we get acceptance into M's range and the odds of trading back up, at least to that point of control, would be very good. So those are 2 put plays. One for if we gap lower, one for if we don't gap lower. On the flip side, for a call play, if in the next 70 minutes we do not gap lower and hold yesterday's low, you can take a call play and see how we react at M's low. It's about 80, 90 cents, so it wouldn't be a bad trade. Your out would be if you take out yesterday's low. If you open inside of it and then come out of it and you're long, I'm out. On the flip side, if we gap lower, somewhere around where we are, there really isn't a call play. Because like I said, there's nothing to lean on down here. There really isn't. Now, B period's a different story. If we open, drive down, you're short, you come to the park, you take some off, and now it starts finding some two-sided trade here, and then all of a sudden B period or C period start one-time framing up, well, then you can take a call play. Again, 2 early plays, very early plays. If you're in CamelbackTrading.org's voice channel room, you're getting these up-to-the-minute updates as the market evolves. Pre-market volume right now, just under 1 million, so it's decent with over an hour to go prior to the opening. Now, let's go to the charts. So the monthly, we opened, couldn't get last month's low. We decided to drive all the way up, couldn't get last month's high so far, and we're still in balance. Weekly, took out last week's high, put us firmly in balance, yet look, here's the all-time high, there's that really other important high, here's this week's high so far. Balance. And then on a daily, finally, after 4 gaps higher, we're gapping lower. Now, this is considered an island. For me, an island, a true island top is when you do this on an all-time high, where you gap higher one day and then gap lower the following day and hold the gap. This isn't an all-time high. Is it important still? Sure it is, but I'm not going to call it an island top because it's not the top of the market. It's an island top for this level right here. But what we are doing is taking back some of this poor structure, coming into balance, again, kind of with poor structure of their own on a gap lower. But we'll see if that gap holds. Gaps are just a form of emotional buying and selling. If you like what you see on these videos, please hit like. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel. And for $20 a month, come and join an excellent room of traders that lead you through these turbulent times. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap the day and the week at 4 p.m.